American Airlines Arena in downtown Miami, Florida. For the Miami Heat, they are coming off a good outing against the Pistons in Detroit. And just one look at the score tells you all you need to know. They were dominant in just about every area.
Their percentage from long range in that game was off the charts. Seemed like anytime the fans got a little hostile, they just started to take it up a notch from beyond.
The bombs were really falling, weren't they? I mean, great shooting, especially when you consider it was on the road.
All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. On the floor for Boston, they've got Paul George. Amon Jefferson's out there with Lowry. Then there's Noah. And it's Humphreys in at the 4 slot.
Easy to see who's going to win that race.
Yeah, early offense is often easy offense. Excellent work that time.
Well, you look back at the 2015 Heat, and the injuries are what probably brought that team down. We can go from Chris Bosh with the debilitating blood clot on his lung and on and on and on. The loss, of course, which was not an injury of LeBron James. There are a lot of moving parts with that team.
And that's a great point, Kevin. If you take any star off a team, things are going to get difficult. It was impressive that the Heat still managed to stay competitive once Bosh went out.
Here is Lowry after the Heat pick up 2. Drops in the tray. Lowry's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Anthony against George. The drive by Anthony.
In that tight, with that much of an advantage height-wise, there's just not a lot the defense can do.
Left side Lowry. Tipped away. And out of bounds as the Heat gain possession.
You know, Bosh was the big injury hit for the Heat, but they had a lot of other injuries as well. I mean, had to use 31 different starting lineups last season, and 20 different players started at least one game.
Now, here's Millsap. One of the dependable scorers on the team. He's averaging close to 17 points a game.
And not the prototype power forward, but he has tremendous athletic ability. And injuries are something that you can't plan for, but you can prepare for them. And hopefully the Heat can avoid injury woes this season. If they can, they at least have players who have been through that struggle last year.
And he's good on the second.
You know, no doubt last year a bit of a loss for Paul George. I mean, had to sit out most of it after that gruesome leg injury in the Team USA scrimmage.
Kicks it to Anthony. Four on the clock. Stoudemire trying to break free. And he gets it to go. 6 points for Carmelo Anthony. And thinking back on George's injury, still a very graphic image in everyone's mind, but he was able to bounce back.
Yeah, it was great to see him get some game time before the end of the season after that horrific injury. A credit to him working as hard as he did, as well as to the training staff that got him back to be able to play before the end of the season.
And Miami has possession following the bucket by the Celtics. Well, perhaps one of the most intriguing draft picks of this past summer, Emmanuel Mudiay, can be a game-changing player. Was going to play, Clark, as you recall, at SMU for Larry Brown.
He sure was, and went overseas instead, so we don't know a ton about him other than his reputation is sterling. Now we'll see if he can live up to it.
Here's Shumpert. Here's Noah, and he bangs it home with one hand.
And just scrapes and claws for that offensive rebound and doesn't take any chances there with the put.
GA, strong work all around in the rebound and the stuff both. Wow.
Yep, he stayed with it all the way and got his reward at the end.
Here's Humphreys. The Heat getting the bucket. Shumpert dishes to Humphreys. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in.
And how about Moutier, guys? He has a very interesting upbringing. Born in the Congo, grew up in Texas, then spent last season in China. Already a very well-traveled young man for a player of his age.
Outside, George. The shot's good on the assist by Lowry. 6 points for Paul George.
Kyle Lowry with a beautiful setup.
Here's Moutier. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good.
And you know, with Moutier, you can't ignore what he does on the court. He has amazing size at the point guard spot, excellent vision, and is a natural playmaker for his squad.
The feed to Millsap. Puts one up from 19.
Well, that's an excellent challenge right there. Good job contesting that shot by the defender.
To the inside. Anthony against George. Missed inside.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint.
Burks can't get it to go.
And honestly, not real happy with the shot selection on that one.
Yeah, clearly a brain fade there. He's got to be a little smarter in his choice making.
Last game for the Celtics, it was a loss to Indiana. Now here's Moutier. Now recovering. Moutier kicks to Millsap. Burks. The three-pointer is right on target.
And back and forth we go. That bucket gives us another lead change.
Too many of those to count. These teams have matched each other shot for shot, play for play. It has been impressive.
Now here's Shumpert. He provides a good amount of offense for the team, averaging around 11.5 points a game. And it's off the back rim, no good.
He's going to play his way right onto the bench and out of the game if he continues to shoot it like he has so far in this quarter.
Anthony against Lowry. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. Carmelo Anthony, the 3rd pick overall in the 2003 NBA draft, was in some pretty good company at the top of that one, as I recall.
I mean, you had LeBron going 1, and of course, Darko Milicic was number 2 on that list. But how about D-Wade at 4? A little bit of a surprise, Chris Bosh. You know, all those guys, with the exception of Melo, have rings.
Celtics making a switch here. Embiid's checked in. Now, here's George. He's got 6. Shumpert, no good.
Rebounding is going to be the focal point for them in this one, fellas. I can feel it.
Well, it always is, and it has been so far, and they've gotten a nice edge on the glass. Boy, has he put his foot on the pedal here this quarter. He's doing a terrific job in terms of leading their offense.
And that one's good.
And back to Melo's top 5 draft mates in 2003, all having rings. You can't choose the team you play for as a rookie. Melo simply hasn't been surrounded by that much talent. That's why it was somewhat surprising that he re-signed with the rebuilding Knicks team last season.
And Miami calls their first time out of the game.
Hey guys, talking about Melo, I mean, he's faced some difficult injuries here of late. That puts all the more pressure on him to win a ring as soon as possible. No way does he want to retire without that chance.
Jefferson's checked in for Boston. Lance Stevenson comes in for Shumpert. Here's Collison, and he stuffs it. What a pass to set him up.
Maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that.
And we know he's capable of those memorable dunks.
Yeah, and when he's got a lead like that, why not take a few chances? A lot more engaging and entertaining than just doing the old ho-hum one-handed.
Now here's Anthony. 10 points for him. 6 to shoot. And Boston with the rebound.
Right thing there to stay that tight on him and really try to keep him out of his comfort zone.
The shot by George, wide open. Off target from outside. And here are the Heat. Big run right now going for him, 11-2. The shot by Anthony, no good. Celtics trailed by 5. Stevenson drives in.
And that assist got him a little nod from his teammate after that one.
Miller kicks to Anthony. Takes a 3. And it's Anthony again missing. Well, it was the Boston Celtics, their last game, a loss to the Pacers in Indiana.
A surreal alley-oop that time, partner.
The pass, Clark, the catch, the dunk, all of it perfect.
Precision at its finest.
And guys, it had to be, because not nearly as easy a play as they made it look.
Here's Collison, and he takes that one up and powers it through.
Andre Miller, one of the best dime droppers around.
Stevenson with it. Picked up by Ginobili. Lowry has the open look. And they're unable to get the time basket there.
His touch has disappeared on him this quarter. He just hasn't been able to get it going.
Joel Embiid. He's checked in for Noah. Passes it to Blatch. Here's Ginobili. Power down with both hands.
Ooh, that's as forceful a finish as you're ever going to see out of this guy.
Well, gee, it adds now to their lead in spectacular fashion.
And, you know, that lead's only going to grow if they're not prepared to defend a little more staunchly than that.
Everyone understands the importance of Paul George to the ball club. That's why taking his offensive game to the next level would be so beneficial.
Yeah, he has all the physical tools, the instincts, and obviously he has made those strides. But if he wants to become a top 5 guy, he's still got a little bit of work to do in terms of his game.
From a man PG, Paul George, so much focus has been on extending his range, but ever since he started launching over 5 3-pointers a game, he shot under 43% from the field. Maybe time for him to balance out that shot selection.
And George drops them both.
And guys, talking about Paul George, the continued improvement of his ball handling is key to generating more offense. That was a weakness of his coming out of college. He's worked on it, but making it a strength the way LeBron has would go a long way toward getting him to that next level.
Miller against Lowry. 5 on the clock. Anthony, the pass to Miller. No good on the triple. Celtics trailed by 3. The drive by Lowry. Solid defense there from Ginobili.
Yeah, but you have to love that tough interior defense.
And, Greg, that's exactly what he gives you. I mean, he's constantly making his presence felt around the rim.
Now, here is Miller. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Anthony with the bucket. And the Heat lead by 5.
No doubt about the consistency when it comes to scoring the basketball for him tonight. A real nice lift for their offense.
Here's Lowry. His scoring has been there on a regular basis. He's averaging more than 14 points a game. Miller dishes to Anthony. And he lays it straight in. Anthony's got 14.
Just no resistance on the inside. That's their 5th consecutive make in the paint.
And, Greg, those looks they're allowing are almost automatic.
Goes up.
What? Oh man. Oh man. What the heck happened, man? Why he quit?